Afghanistan head coach Mr. Jonathan Trott here for your questions.
Hi, Jonathan. Congratulations. I know you are an Englishman, but do you have any idea what does it mean for the Afghanistan team and Afghanistan, the country?
Well, yeah, it doesn't take a lot to see the passion and the rivalry between it. Asia Cup, we had a very disappointing loss last year in the T20 World, and then we had a series against them a couple of months ago, 3 ODI series, which a few times we were in the game, and I'm just glad today we were in the game again and we managed to get across the line. So very happy with how it went, and very happy for a few of the batsmen who have hopefully will now have that self belief that we can go on and trust their games and be very confident for the games coming forward.
Jonathan?
I think for the country, I think it just shows the amount of talent in the side. For the country, again, as when we were fortunate enough to beat England, it inspires another generation of players to pick up a cricket bat and a cricket ball, work on their fielding and their fitness. We see that the likes of the guys very fit today, and fielding for 50 overs, and then Ibrahim batting for 35, close to 40 overs, is a great credit to him.
Jonathan, congrats on the win. There's a perception that Afghanistan defend well and that there's a chance of them batting first and then putting out a score and then defending. But here, chasing 282 in such a fashion, what was the talk going on in the dressing room when you started saying, okay, 282? At the halftime mark, what was your message to the team and what was the talk going on?
Well, I don't want to give too much away, but I said we're not going to be able to win this game in 35, 40 overs. We're going to have to bat well for 50 overs, and we broke it down 10 over splits. And the start that Gurbaz and Ibrahim gave us, we're well ahead of where we thought we should have to be. And it sort of allowed us a little bit more breathing room come the end of the game. And, I made sure that we had the opportunity to finish the game off in the 49th over, and we did. So that was great.
See, the match went up to the 49th over. And what do you believe was a turning point? And during any stage were you worried you wouldn't be able to chase?
Well, the turning point for me was the start that Gurbaz and Ibrahim gave us. I think that's always good when you're chasing a total like that. You need a good start, and it gives the confidence in the dressing room and the players, and there's less pressure on the players coming in, and it makes their job easier. So those two batsmen, I think, outstanding, and I'm very happy for Ibrahim getting into the tournament now, and we showing he doesn't have to show, but showing everybody in the world stage what a good player he is, and very excited for the way that he played in Gurbaz as well. That the partnership that they had, but also the way that Ramat Shah played. Very happy for him. Again, showing everybody how he can play, but also the captain coming in and scoring it better than a runner ball to finish off the game. And it's always a nice feeling as a captain to hit the winning runs. Well, it's yet to see. We need to be more consistent in the things that we do. We know the areas we need to work on, and those things that will help us have evenings like this and be more consistent and beat, the big teams. But beat, every game that we go into this World Cup, we got a chance of winning it. We've seen that today. We saw it a week ago. Very happy and just let this sink in. And it's always nice to get on a flight to Pune tomorrow with the win under our belt.
Yeah, Jonathan, you spoke about the rivalry that exists between Afghanistan and Pakistan, and with 282 on board, how hard was it to keep the emotions in check among the batsmen because they were going like great guns, they were like playing with risk-free shots and everything? Was it like struggle to keep their emotions in check?
I thought the players in the middle, their emotions were outstanding. I think to have a historic win like this as well for the players, you could easily get a little bit ahead of yourself or get a bit nervous or panicky. I thought the way that Ramat Shah, the way that he played, there's still a few singles he could have maybe taken to take the pressure off himself, but the shot that he played there to hit a straight six sort of broke the back of the game, and the way that the captain played as well, took the pressure off the change room. So great feeling.
If I could ask about the two openers, both are young players, and the way they set up the game, what does it say about the talent pool and the talent pipeline that you have back at home? And secondly, about the Chennai crowd. I know you had great support in Delhi during that victory, but this was a different crowd that was supporting both sides and supporting the game. How did that help in creating the exciting game that you have?
Well, your first question, I think the two opening batters that we have are very, very, exceptionally talented young players, and the sky's the limit for both of them in different ways. They're different types of players, and my message to them is just, keep growing your own game and play your own way. Have a look at what the team needs you to do and try and play accordingly within your own game plan. And we saw that tonight. We saw how well they can play and how much pressure they can put on opposition bowlers, world-class bowlers as well. I thought that the calmness, certainly when the spin came on, there was some balls that spun. I thought they held their shape really well and, always looked in control, which is one of the most important things as a batsman to be able to do and send a calming message back to the change room. As for the fans, I think in Delhi we played against, obviously played England. We had a full house there basically. We've come to Chennai here, and it's a real credit to the ICC for obviously getting the game to everybody around the world and making it accessible to everyone, but also the fanatical support and interest in cricket in this country is another level. So we're happy to play. Yeah, we're happy for all the support or any support. So hopefully everybody can turn up in Pune and support us again.
Sir, regarding your spin bowling is a very good weapon for Afghanistan. In future games also it will be very useful.
Well, I think whenever Afghanistan plays, the way the spinners bowl is going to be important. I think it's a case of just having a look at the conditions. I thought we got it right with Noor today, coming in the way that he bowled, certainly for a youngster as well. The way that he bowled and started really well and then got a few wickets and a bit of momentum. Again, there's always things we can work on. But, that's what the likes of the IPL does for countries like Afghanistan, exposes players from a young age to, to playing in front of big crowds and under pressure situations. Playing I think he played in the IPL final, and for a youngster of his age, it's an amazing experience for him. So, and he can bring that experience to here and put in performances like he did. So, really pleasing, and the more players we can get playing around the world, the better.
Jonathan, a couple of interlinked questions. Number one, next you're going to play Sri Lanka and Netherlands. Now with 4 points in the table, not going too far forward, but do you see realistically that if one win out of two is going to put you in that fourth slot at least, or people now know that you have chased a score like 280 with just 8 wickets in hand? Do you think teams will now know that if given an opportunity, Afghanistan will pounce on it and add more pressure? Do you think psychologically people will be wary that, and do you think that will create more chances for people to make mistakes when they play against you?
I think that's a lot of questions in one question. I think I'm not sure which one to answer first. I think everybody, the point I want to make is everybody, whenever Afghanistan plays, is always going to respect them. So there's not a case of if Afghanistan can't chase or Afghanistan, have to sort of bat first. We saw in the Asia Cup, we nearly got across the line. We chased 280, 290 in 37 overs at Lahore. So we can chase. And that's my message, to these guys. Learn from these experiences. And this will have a great ripple effect, going forward. A lot of these players will be future players for Afghanistan, obviously. And they'll and I want to make sure that they, from this experience, that they, pass it on. And remember that game in Chennai when we chased down 283 or whatever it was, 282, 283 against Pakistan. So just hold our shape, stay in control. And that'll make us more consistent and more dangerous against any opposition we come up against. So that's what I want to take and that's the message that'll probably be going around to all the other teams having watched us play. So that's exciting.
Hi, Jonathan. You spoke about the exposure to various leagues, but Ibrahim Zadran is someone who hasn't played much of it. I think he's played the BPL. But how important has he been to your ODI batting blueprint?
He's he scored 400s already for such a young age, and unfortunately didn't get another one tonight. But I think, if he did get a little bit more exposure in franchise cricket, he would develop that side of his game as well. He plays in our T20 side, and is a fantastic player. So the more exposure he can get in franchise, I'm not saying he has to play IPL. Any league in around the world develops his T20 skills. I think that'll have a good knock-on effect in his 50-over cricket and Test cricket as well. But it's not just the format. It's more the, playing under pressure, big crowds, different conditions, learning to play. And that's the the test of the modern player nowadays is to be able to play in all different conditions. You go to Australia and bouncy wickets and spinning wickets here in the subcontinent. So that's it's good for all young players.
Jonathan here at the back. You cleaned out England a couple of days ago, and today you cleaned out Pakistan. What have you been feeding them? Some magic drink, or what is the secret here?
No,
And-
I think it's just a message of consistency and not being scared to say, listen, we need to improve in these areas. Let's make sure we do this. And I'm under no illusion that there are areas that need improving, like any side, though. So if we improve at those slowly, I think our all-round package improves, and you'll be able to handle the pressure like we've done tonight. So I'm always looking forward to I'm looking forward. I'm already sort of thinking about plans for Sri Lanka, but it's again, for me as a coach, it's fantastic to be able to sit here, but the players deserve a lot of the credit. It's not what I'm feeding them; it's what they're feeding themselves in practice and the way that they think about their game and the professionalism that's building. The one thing I would say, they're very for a side, they're very fit. They work incredibly hard at their fitness. And then the gym, they're not doing beach weights. They're doing proper fitness work. And we saw that today. With Ramat being able to field for 50 overs and then bat for the amount of time that he did in that heat. So it's a real credit to the players.
If I could just add one more, is the adrenaline rush of playing Pakistan, how much did that play a role?
Well, I think as a coach or as a player, you need to use that in a positive way and make sure it doesn't affect the way that we think and cloud our mind. And we should use it as a positive and help it and let it help us narrow our focus on what we want to do. So that's the most important thing. And I think we saw that today. The one thing I'm extremely happy about, the way that the calmness we had when we were knocking off. A lot of the time we'd try and maybe panic and hit boundaries. I think the way that we hit singles and remain calm, progress, you can start seeing a little bit of progress. And that's very rewarding for me as a coach, but all the other coaches, but also as players. That has a very calming effect on all the other players.
Yeah. Congratulations on the win, of course. 38 overs of spin. That's the fourth highest spin used in the World Cup. The three previous sides that used that much spin have lost. This is the first time 38 overs have won the game, and four quality spinners. What was the message for spinners, and how important was inclusion of Noor in today's sense, and how they've worked as a package?
Well, yeah, I think when you've got the options like we do in the spin department, it's foolish not to use them. Certainly when looking at that pitch today. So we've got that at our disposal, and we've got to make sure we don't overdo it a little bit. But the way Noor came in is great, and I thought the way that he bowled, there's only the sky's the limit for him. He would have been nervous. There's maybe a bit of room and consistency. Make sure he works on that. But as soon as he got that length right, he spins the ball so much. You take the mitt to him, he's standing up when he's practicing, you hear that ball fizzing. So it's a real talent for such a young lad to be able to get that many revs on the ball and spin it the amount he does. That's what I always say to him, just keep spinning it as much as you can. So they're really happy for him. Well, yeah, the thing is that they, world famous, world renowned. Opposition are always going to look at them and see how they can attack him, and it's, they're always working in. One thing I would say at practice, I see the three of them bowling in a net together, or the four of them bowling in a net. They're always working hard together and how they can improve, and not just very reliant on Rashid. I know Rashid maybe gets a lot of the credit, but the way that I thought Nabi bowled, I think he bowled 10 overs for 31 today. I thought it was outstanding as a finger spinner against Pakistan, who plays spin really well. I thought it was really good, and we've seen Mujib on other days bowl really well and take wickets early on, so Rash was good as well.
So, Jonathan, I'm not sure if I already answered this. I came in a bit late. So, there have been 3 or 4 upsets so far in this World Cup, and 2 of them have come from you. So, what's your honest assessment? Why are these upsets happening? And as per you, is this the most unpredictable World Cup to date?
I think, I'm not sure I'd say upset, if I'm honest. I think if we say an upset, I think it's a disservice to the guys in the change room. I think maybe you'd say, when we go into a side, you say underdogs or whatever, but it's not an upset. We played well. These guys work hard and they deserve to win. If we play good cricket, and for me, I think we've just got to make sure we keep playing good cricket and not get too far ahead of ourselves. As for unpredictable World Cup, I'm not sure. I think there've been lots of World Cups where teams have lost and then gained form at the end of the World Cup and got through and won. Games, crucial games. You look at Australia of 99 World Cup. They got on a big roll, and it happens. England last World Cup as well. They lost 2 games and then got on a bit of a roll. So it happens, and hopefully this is our role. Get on a good roll and see where we can get to.
And one last from me. Afghanistan has already, as you said, not really an upset, but they have 2 big wins. It kind of reminds me of Morocco doing the same during the FIFA World Cup. So do you firmly believe that Afghanistan can be the Morocco of this World Cup?
Which World Cup was that?
FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, which one? Which FIFA World Cup?
Last year, the one that happened.
I didn't watch too much. I just watched England, if I'm honest. So you asked me a question, I'm not sure, but again, I'm not saying we're going to be Morocco. I'd like to just be ourselves. We've had some very close games and hard-fought games with Sri Lanka, and I think we'll be expecting the same. So we got to get ready for that. But the nice thing is we got a little bit of a break, a few days off. Enjoy tonight, and that's the one thing I will say to the players: make sure you enjoy these victories. But as soon as we get on that plane, arrive in Pune, it's in the pocket. Take the confidence from the game and start looking forward to Sri Lanka. All right, thanks. Cheers, guys.